Can you speak into the mic, please?
Yes.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. Mr. Witness, what is your religion?
Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Affirmation.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Use your right hand, raise your right hand up, and then repeat after me. I, Momodou Sambou,
Sambou,
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sambou. Good afternoon, Mr. Sambou.
Good afternoon.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Council, we may proceed.
Sambou, please state your name.
Can I get it clearly?
Your full name, please.
I am Momodou Sambou.
Your address?
I hail from Gain Sanjal, Central, Sabah Sanjal District, North Bank region.
Your educational background, sir?
My highest qualification is Masters in Economic Policy Management.
In Economics and Political Management?
Economic Policy Management.
Policy Management?
Yes.
Which university is that?
University of Ghana, Accra, Legon.
Which year?
I graduated in 2013, August.
And your first degree? Your first degree?
Development Studies and Economics.
Where?
University of the Gambia. I also obtained a higher certificate in teaching, HTC, at the Gambia College in 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Now, you recall that a statement was obtained from you on the 1st of March 2024.
Very well.
Right. Please go through that document. It bears your name and your signature?
Yes, it is.
You've gone through it?
Yeah, it's fine. That's it. That's my statement.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
We apply to turn the statement of the witness, Momodou Sambou, into evidence as an exhibit.
The statement dated the 1st of March 2024 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/001.
Ask the commission, please. Now, when did you start working for the area council?
I was appointed October 2020. Handing over was
2018?
done 2020,
All right.
October.
For Kuntaur Area Council?
For Kuntaur Area Council.
Was that your first appointment with the area councils, generally?
Yes.
Before that, where were you working?
Before that, I worked with Minister of Finance. I also worked with Minister of Education as a teacher.
In what capacity at the Finance Ministry?
At the capacity of senior economist, and at the, before moving to the promoted to principal economist.
Principal economist?
Yes.
And Minister of Education?
Classroom teacher.
Classroom teacher?
Yeah.
For how long?
11 good years.
11 years. What level?
I taught from lower basic to senior secondary school within the 11 years.
11 years. Now, you have your appointment letter?
Yes.
With area council?
Yes.
Please.
But unfortunately, the The original copy was not given to me. It was sent through mail. I could not get it until I was called. Then I went to the records office and they photocopied the one that was kept at the record office. So
that's okay. Yeah. We can deal with one you have for now. Were you confirmed in that position as CEO?
I was confirmed at the level of central government. So is when I was appointed, that confirmation was valid and it was used for the local, for the position of CEO.
I don't understand what you mean it was used for the position of CEO.
Confirmation, I was confirmed as a civil servant under the government. So that confirmation, anyway, I wasn't confirmed as a CEO, but the confirmation under the civil service could also be used as a confirmation into the local government for the position of CEO.
All right. Well, yeah.
Hello? Mr. Sambou.
Yes.
I don't think that is right. You cannot use government confirmation for local government service.
Noted.
They are totally different.
Noted.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Fall. Now, you don't have a confirmation for this position as a CEO?
No.
We applied to tender the offer of appointment as Chief Executive Officer to Momodou Sambou. Signed by MRC for the Permanent Secretary into evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 7th of October 2020 with reference LM 35/131/01 in brackets 33 with the subject offer of appointment as Chief Executive Officer. It is addressed to Momodou Sambou, care of Directorate of Aid Coordination, Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Quadrangle. It is signed by Omar C. for Permanent Secretary. It is copied to the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, CEO, Kuntaur Area Council, Chairman, Kuntaur Area Council, Director of Finance, Kuntaur Area Council, and a file copy is maintained. This letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/002.
As the Commission places. Now, when you were appointed, was there a strategic plan at Council?
Can I get you clearly?
Strategic plan.
Yes, there was.
Do you have a copy of it?
Unless I provide it later.
We have one here that has been presented by the former CEO,
Okay.
Pansu. We will show you that copy. Perhaps you are referring to that one. Is that the one you are referring to?
Yeah, this one has a successor.
Okay.
This one expired, there was a
Yes.
successor. And the
In
successor,
2020?
yes. Yeah, there is a successor to this one.
All right, we will need a copy.
Okay. Maybe what I can say is those copies were, the copies that were printed and kept at the office were given out for resource mobilization. But we could still make the soft copy available if the commission pleases with that.
You are still the CEO?
Yes.
All right, so you will need the... Okay, let me show you this.
Yeah, exactly. This is the successor to this one, and this also has expired. The successor is currently being validated and waiting for printing and distribution.
Very well. Do you normally have operational plans for this strategic plan for council?
Until 2024, end 2023, we met as a council to develop an operational plan, because what we realized was we had a lot of challenge in implementing the strategy plan that expired. So as a result, to be able to work extra well is to have an operational plan, which we did in 2023 for 2024.
Realistically, do you even follow the strategic plan? That's the first question, in fact.
We do follow it, but to a limited percentage.
What percentage would you attribute?
Yeah, just to generalize, because the statistics are very difficult, but I can say to 40% given the resources.
I doubt that. I doubt you would follow the strategic plan. If you don't have an operational plan, how would you follow the strategic plan? How would you implement it?
The reason why it is difficult to follow the strategic development plan is, one, limited resources. But the way we follow the strategy plan is by getting to the strategy plan, working with the ward development committee. The ward development committee work with the councillor, and the councillor submit their plan according to the strategy plan.
You don't have that. That's my point.
No, we have that. We do that.
You have that.
The strategy plan was developed in consultation to the ward. Every year, the ward will submit a plan that they want the council to execute for that year.
Yes.
So council will also have that plan, but the challenge is finance to implement that plan.
No, so this plan, you don't even need finance that much, Mr. Sambou. You really don't need finance for some of these plans. You and I know that. If you have the ward submitting their plan, their ward development plan, and they have their allocations and so on and so forth. If you have your operational plan, you know how much. Do you have your allocations for the wards? Do you meet up with the allocation?
No, the ward, there is no specific ward allocation.
No, do you even discuss it? Do you even have a plan for the allocation? There is a ward allocation, not a specific amount, but there will be a ward allocations, correct?
Yes, that's what I want to explain.
Right.
The ward, what we plan for the ward depends on the project we plan to implement in the given year.
Yes.
That percentage of that project being implemented depend on the amount of money that is available in our account.
Yes.
For instance, last year, we planned to drill a borehole to some wards, but because there was no money, we were only able to execute 50,000 per ward. This 2024, that was 2023. 2024, given also the plan and the money available in the account, we were only able to execute 100,000 per ward. So this is our challenge.
Yeah, I understand that. It depends on your turnover, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's the point. So I understand that. I'm not talking about the amount that you make in a given year, that it has to be fixed. I'm just saying strictly following the plan that you have with this ward, so that you meet up with the development requirements.
Yes, we are.
For the 60%.
Yes, we are.
It doesn't appear to be the case, but we will get to that. That's the issue. I don't think you follow it. It's more of a norm that you Just do the allocations, but not in line with the strategic plan.
Yeah, if you look at the expired strategic development plan, we have 5 thematic areas.
Right.
So one is water.
Yes.
The other one is health.
Yes, agriculture, education.
Education.
Right.
So we do our projects and our priority according to those thematic areas.
Have you had your statistics or your records on education? What you have done in relation to the strategic plan for education?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, education for Sierra North, Region 5 North, when it was being upgraded to a region.
Right.
Council contributed immensely to make sure that the region...
What is immensely? What do you classify or categorize as immense contribution?
That's giving them resident and office space.
That's not immense for education. That is not immense contribution for education.
But anyway, I can say that with that help...
That's not immense contribution for education. Office space? No, no way. You can do more than that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Can I come?
Go ahead.
Yeah, given that support, they were able to stabilize and start operational. Without that, they would find it very difficult to set up the office.
Who is they?
The regional office for 5 North.
You should be in the position to finance schools, to contribute immensely, like you said, in relation to education.
According to the decentralization policy,
yes,
it is our wish for Sierra not to take care of education, health, and other development. But given our budget, we could not do that.
Exactly. That's why I said, even if you look at your strategic plan, which I would have to apply to have it admitted, you haven't met most of the issues that are highlighted in the strategic plan. You would not meet this. We applied to tender the strategic plan for 2019 to 2022 for Kuntaur Area Council into evidence as an exhibit.
Momodou. The strategic plan for Kuntaur Area Council covering the period 2019 to 2022 is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/003.
As the Commission pleases. Now, Mr. Sambou, I believe you have a role to play, but Council has a greater responsibility in relation to the enforcement of this strategic plan and meeting up with its requirements. So we will discuss it later. You have in Council, when you took over as CEO, you have a role you play in relation to expenditure.
Yes.
How would you describe your role in relation to expenditure?
The role I play was to make sure that we adhere to financial governance.
Which says, or which requires what?
Yeah, which says that money must be valid, there must be value for money, for what we do as a country.
Yeah, but as a CEO, you are in charge of the accounts.
Yes.
You authorize expenditure.
Yes.
And who has Are you the only one who has authority for expenditure?
At council level,
Yes.
the director of finance is there to help advise in terms of expenditure.
Right. But who has the ultimate authority to
The
encourage
finance
expenditure?
committee also is there to help advise in terms of,
Yes.
yes.
But who else? That's not their responsibility.
But the overall officer is the CEO.
CEO.
Yes.
All right. And the chairman?
The chairman only advises,
The area,
but he has no authority on approval.
Expenditure.
No.
the council?
The council that's the general council or the finance committee
Right.
for the general council
Right. Okay.
through the general council.
Let me read you the authority for expenditure, section 305, the financial manual and accounting manual for local government area councils. You're familiar with it?
Not very well.
Why would you not be familiar with it?
Yeah, it will definitely. It's going to take time for me to be familiar with all the documents. What I do
How
is
long?
I have a copy of them.
Right.
Whenever there is something to be done, we refer to the copy.
No, but as at the time you were employed, the first thing you do is familiarize yourself with the relevant regulations and laws. These are the laws that bind you directly.
Exactly.
For there to even be a financial manual specifically for local government area councils, it would mean that you are mandated to know at least the substantive part of this
You are right.
as CEO. If you don't, then you would probably be operating blindly. It's not the case. Like for instance, you would think that you have the exclusive power for expenditure, authority, correct?
Yes.
But you don't.
Yes.
You understand that you don't. There is a category of authority that should be exercised in expenditure and the manner in which it should be done. You understand that it says the authority to incur expenditure is vested in council through the budget approval. The finance director shall not make any charge, not make any payment, nor accept any charge in these accounts unless authorized by the chief executive and in accordance with the monetary thresholds. So there's a threshold. Were you aware of this?
Yes. At Kuntaur Area Council, there is a threshold of 50,000
Which is for,
for the CEO to approve.
and then,
Other than that, we have to send it to the finance committee to sit over it and make advice.
that's very contrary to the law. It says, as regard the monetary threshold, it should be noted that up to a given amount the CEO can approve and incur expenditure without reference to the chairman or mayor of the council. Up to a certain amount, the CEO is required to consult and seek clearance from the chairman or mayor. Beyond a given amount, the CEO is required to refer such expenditure to council. So the three institutions that have authority for expenditure is the office of the CEO, the office of the chairman or mayor, and general council at large. So why would you send the finance committee for approval for expenditure?
Yeah, at the level of Kuntaur Area Council, I could have a relationship with the chairman, but with the general council that comprises of 3-4 members, it's more prudent to have them sit and advise the CEO in terms of approval.
No, Mr. Sambou, you are not supposed to think outside what the law says. What is more prudent and what is lawful are two different things altogether.
We will correct that.
Do you understand that? So you have to go by what the law says.
Yeah, we will correct that. In fact,
Go ahead.
yeah, a letter was written to that effect for the identification of an approval committee.
Approval committee?
Yes.
No,
To
there should be a resolution giving you a limit as to what you can authorize without going to the mayor or council, and
Yeah.
what the chairman can authorize as well without going to council, and ultimately what must pass through council.
Yeah, we took note of that, but a resolution was also given.
May I please see the letter?
A resolution was also given where they said the CEO should not approve anything more than 50,000.
Yes.
Beyond that, he has to take it to the finance committee.
Exactly. But the finance committee, that part would not be correct. No, where is the letter you have received in relation to the threshold of $50,000?
That one is a council resolution.
Yes, where is it?
No, I have to provide that.
All right. I don't think.
But the council, minutes of those resolution meetings were submitted to the commission earlier than today. So unless I, through the registrar, from the chairperson to get access to those minutes to be able to produce them.
We apply to tender a memo addressed to the chairman with the subject notifying you of selection of approval committee into evidence as an exhibit.
A memo dated the 23rd of February 2023, addressed to the chairman, and it is copied to the Director of Finance, Director of Planning and Development and Internal Audit. It is from the CEO, and it has subject notifying you of selection of approval committee. The said memo is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/004.
As the commission pleases. Now, Sidawa, Mr. Sambou, is there any period that salaries were increased or allowances increased for either the staff or people affiliated with the area council, like councillors and the chairman?
In 2022,
Right.
Allowances were increased to a percentage.
What percentage?
Unless I get back to the records, I cannot set exactly the percentage, but it was not up to 10%.
Okay. How were they increased?
Yeah, only the allowance, like
The process?
The process was through General Council.
Through General Council?
The General Council. The General Council make a resolution that the telephone allowance and the responsibility allowance for the CEO must be increased from this amount to this amount with a percentage.
Do you have that resolution?
Yes.
Maybe please see it.
Yeah, I will make it. I will make it available.
Very well. Please note it down. We will want you to provide us with the full detail of the increment that was done in 2022, you said? 2022?
Something like,
Okay.
yeah.
You can have it down, please. You are retained advisors, lawyers?
No,
You have no legal legal officer retained during this period?
no,
No law firms contracted?
no,
No advisors to the CEO or the chairman or
No.
council itself?
no.
Right. You have trainings on the financial manual, IT policies at council?
Yes, there were no much policies at council, but within the years from 2021 to date, council endeavored to come up with policies. For instance, we are able to...
Endeavor, do you have them?
Yeah, the reason why I say endeavor means the expertise is not there, and the cost to hire an expert to develop that for us also is almost not possible. So we take it upon ourselves, and policies has to take care of span of a life to be able to serve its purpose. So we have to do it meticulously.
What have you done towards this endeavor?
Yeah, we are able to produce one, training policy, two, vehicle and motorbike policy, and currently there is a policy been drafted and is ICT
Vehicle
policy.
and motorbike policy.
Yes.
Now, how many referring to IT?
Yeah, the IT is yet to be validated.
So the answer is no.
Yes.
You don't have one.
No.
Okay. No trainings on the books of accounts for the finance department, the financial manual, the financial audit act.
No.
Why?
We only had training for the Director of Finance. He was sent to do his master's program in business administration. We also have partial scholarship for one of the staff of the account department who is currently a staff of...
What procedure do you follow in granting scholarships, and who grants scholarships? Or financial aid?
Is the, for scholarship is the establishment committee.
Okay.
Yes.
For financial aid generally?
For financial aid, it depends on the amount. Hence, the amount does not exceed 20,000. The chief CEO can sought the advice of the Director of Finance and give approval.
What do they do? You sign agreements with these people that you pay for their education? Are there any agreements signed, like bonds?
For the for scholarships with the staff that are on studies?
You have to retain these people when you pay for them. You can't pay for someone to have their master's degree education or first degree or so, and then after they're back, they're gone. What do you do? What are the requirements? What do you factor in?
Yeah, what we factor in is that how long do you serve the council,
Okay.
and how long do we think you are going to serve the council? Based on that,
You don't have to think, you have to be sure. You have to tell them that you will be here with me until up to 4 years, 3 years, 1 year. There has to be a policy for this.
those things are not factored, but it's
Why?
already factored in the policy. Currently, that's the policy.
So
we
you
have.
are giving free money to people, enhancing their capacity.
Not actually, because they already served the council for over 5 years.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. As at the time, when they were serving council, they came with their own qualification, supposedly. Correct? They
Yes.
will be employed.
Yes,
And so when they are employed, they have been paid salaries,
exactly.
given allowances. Is that not the case?
That's so.
They applied for the job. Unless they will come to the back door, they apply for the job. Now you want to enhance their capacity, you have to get something from it.
Thank you.
No, Mr. Sambou.
Yes.
You and I know you have far more experience in what I'm telling you than I am. So why would you not have that kind of arrangement at council? Make sure you have all these monies that are paid for by people. How many people, by the way, have you paid for?
Kuntaur Area Council was able to pay the tuition fee of 3 staffs for their masters, 50%.
Are they still in council?
Only one has been transferred to Birkama. That's the principal admin officer.
Okay.
But the rest are still with council.
Okay. Okay. Yes. And they'll be there for, and they don't have a bond. They don't have a specific period that they will serve. How much have you spent? Do you have the correct arithmetic relation to how much that you have spent in training these people?
Yes. What we do is the tuition fee that is given to the individual. The establishment committee decide that not more than 50% is going to be foot by council. The other 50% must be paid by the officer himself or herself.
Still, yes.
Yeah.
But still, Mr. Sambou, you need to have a policy guiding you for scholarships.
Thank you very much. We will take that advice.
The internal audit unit,
Yes.
is well staffed.
We have only 2 stars. When I took over, it was only 1. Later, another staff was redesignated to the internal audit unit, making it 2.
Do you pass all your payments to be pre-audited and post-audited?
I wouldn't say yes, but I can say 95% of all our activities from 2021 to date passed through the internal audit.
What happened
The 5%, I just saved that, but almost all our documents are passed through internal audit. Yeah.
Almost,
Yeah,
it's
because
not
we
all. So what happened to the ones that do not pass through internal audit? What will be the reason why?
Yeah, sometimes expenditures, little expenditures are done at the collection centers. So those ones don't pass through the internal audit.
Little expenditures?
Yes.
No, those little expenditures, they are the ones that will amount to hundreds of thousands of dollars eventually. Is that not the case? You have seen that in the audit reports. Why would you authorize the payment of monies at the collection centers?
For instance, if a collector is in Sami for a whole day,
Right.
so the collector cannot come back to Wasu to get approval to have his lunch.
Right.
So you must allow him to get to a restaurant and have his lunch from that collection.
Sambou, do you have a cashier at council?
No,
You don't have a receiving cashier, you don't have a paying cashier?
no.
Who performed these functions?
When I assumed office, what I did was the senior secretary was reassigned to the role of cashier.
Okay.
But within the period, she was challenged with the trial balance, and that could land her to problem. So I wrote back after a year. I wrote back to her to tell her that we thank you for the service. We will rescind the role. You get back to your role as a record of senior secretary until at a time council could resolve this. Yeah, because if that was not, because she is not an accountant, he has no knowledge on trial balance. So if we continue to give it to her, at the end of the day, council will land her to trouble. And that's not her.
To have the position of a cashier to be occupied, to be filled?
It has never been discussed at council level. It was the initiative of the CEO to make sure that a cashier or that senior officer is reassigned to the position of cashier.
Why would you not write for the appointment of a cashier?
Yeah, given the volume of salaries that council is paying, and given the role, we think the cashier is going to be underutilized.
Underutilized?
Yes,
You need a cashier,
because
like you need a CEO and a finance director.
yeah, we took
You don't have a cashier, it's not optional.
we take note of that.
No, but Mr. Sambou, my problem is there are people that occupy the position of a CEO,
Yes,
and you know that they probably are not qualified for the job. Correct?
yes.
Would you categorize yourself, put yourself in that category? You would not. You have extensive experience. Correct?
Yes.
And so you should be familiar with the relevant laws and regulations, especially in accounting, the Financial Manual and the Finance and Audit Act. Correct?
That's true.
That's your area of expertise,
That's
I can
true.
say.
That's true.
So will you think it will be an excuse? You may not benefit from that same, you may not be given the same benefit that may be accorded to someone that probably would not have the education and experience like you have.
I did not get you clearly.
The benefit of doubt may not be given to you. You are educated.
Yes.
You are highly educated.
Yes.
You have master's degree in
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
Remind us.
The
What do you
CEO,
have a master's degree in?
the CEO can only advise the establishment committee to mount advertisement for positions.
Let us see your advice.
Yes. The positions that were advertised initially,
Right.
none of them include a cashier.
Exactly.
So,
Which positions did you advertise?
yeah, they are here, and there are plenty. advertised. This way I appointed. Sorry. This way are the cashier. This way are the letters for the cashier.
Internal audit reports for 2021, 2022 going up. Internal audit. We apply to tender the following documents: a letter of authority for staff appointment, a letter reassigning reassigned to the role of a cashier, and a cancellation of the duties of a cashier reassigned to Madam Aji Yama Cham into evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 7th of July 2021 addressed to the Chairman, Kuntaur Area Council, and to the Chairman, Establishment Subcommittee. The subject is letter of authority for staff appointment. It is signed by the Chairman, Establishment Committee, and it is copied to the CEO with a file copy maintained. A memo dated the 22nd of December 2021 addressed to Aji Yama Cham. The memo is from the CEO. The last document is a memo dated the 28th of December 2022. It is from the Chief Executive Officer. It is addressed to Madam Aji Yama Cham. These three documents are admitted in evidence as exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/005.
As the Commission places. Now, the positions you have listed in your advertisement, is there any reason why they are prioritized over cashier?
I wouldn't assume, but what I can say is the position of cashier was not part of the vacancies that were advertised. So as a result, at the office of the CEO, one of the senior secretary was reassigned to the role of cashier, but along the line, it was challenging for her to execute the job.
Now, who was performing the role of a cashier?
Nobody, nobody else.
Someone must be performing. Is it the finance director? He admitted performing the role of a cashier. Is it Moro Keita? Moro Keita is your finance director.
Yes, Moro is the finance director.
Mr. Keita admitted that the people that were performing the role of a cashier is the revenue collectors and Moro Keita himself. Why would that be the case? Is that advisable?
I wouldn't know what Moro means when it comes to that. What he means.
Payments. He was receiving cash.
Yes, for the revenue collectors, they are receiving cash from their collection points.
And effecting payments as well.
Yeah, as I said, there were some payments at collection centers.
And so you have the finance director as well doing the same.
The finance director does that. If he say he does it, then I cannot refute it. But it's not to my notice. But when he said it, it is so.
You have bank reconciliations during your time.
Yeah, bank reconciliation. Yes, I think it is done. I'm not very quite. Yes, but because what happened? It is a requirement that the Director of Finance has to do. So he has to make bank reconciliation and report to the General Council.
Report to you. The
Yes.
Finance Director does not have business in reporting directly to General Council, at least as a general rule.
Yes.
Report to you.
Yeah. He reports to
You.
Yes. That's fine. That's true.
Correct.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
So why would you say the General Council?
Yeah.
Do we have a problem of understanding the rules and the functions of the CEO and the Finance Director?
No.
It appears we have a problem. For the most part, save the few CEOs who would not really be very familiar. But the Finance Director is directly under you, and so he reports to you.
That's true.
Do you receive financial bank reconciliations?
Very few.
Very few.
Not always. Yeah.
Why?
Anyway, what I can say is the bank reconciliation are not done often.
They are hardly done.
And yes, they are hardly done, and we will adjust to that.
No, but it's not as simple as you are going to adjust to that. Why is it important to have a bank reconciliation?
Yeah, given the current situation of Kuntaur Area Council, we are always at deficits.
Why is it important?
Why it is important is to make sure that we know what is in the bank and what has been put and what has been spent.
In the cash book.
Is to know.
Reconcile the bank with the cash book.
Exactly. The bank's reconciliation will inform management and CEO how transactions are done, what is in the cash book, what is in the bank, and what is the cash at hand.
And you don't receive that?
Yeah, when it comes to, because what happened is the CEO is always been informed by transaction advice from the bank.
By?
Transaction advice from the bank.
Okay.
Then when it comes to the office, the Director of Finance also is, he reports to the General Council through the CEO when it comes to bank reconciliation. That's why I said it's hardly done, but he does it.
But why would you not insist on bank reconciliation? Are you not interested in knowing where every dollar is?
Yeah, we are.
You're not.
We are.
But you are not. That's the issue. You are not. So how would you manage the affairs of council if you do not have bank reconciliations?
As I said, bank reconciliation is done. Maybe it's done at a level that is not frequent.
Mr. Moroketa will prepare bank reconciliation at the end of the year.
Yes, that's true. That's why I said really few.
How is that? How accurate will that be? 12 months in the year, you have to know every month the monies of council. It should be accounted for.
That's quite true.
So, but this you knew. It's not like you don't know. You knew that it should be done. There must be a reason why it is not done.
There is no reason.
So it's a matter of choice and convenience that you
know,
don't trouble yourself to do it.
You know, there must, you know, in administration, it's difficult for one to be 100%. There must be lapses.
100%.
These are lapses that we learn from.
These are not lapses. Because there had not been accountability for a long period of time, there is no need to do a bank reconciliation, because there is no need to account for monies of council.
There is 100% need for bank reconciliation, and there is 100% need for council's monies accountability.
Yes, but because there is no accountability.
There, council, I want to tell you that there is accountability.
There is no accountability. You cannot have accountability if you intentionally disregard your obligations as per the relevant laws and regulations for monies of council. There cannot be accountability. You understand that?
What I can say is the reconciliation are done, as I said, very rare, maybe once in a year. But that does not mean that we are not interested in the accountability of council.
You're not. You have to demonstrate it, you have to show it, you have to do it. What you are appointed to do, if you do it, then you have shown interest. It's not like you have 1 month or 2 months that you have gone without preparing bank reconciliation. You don't prepare bank reconciliation for 12 months. And then you prepare what you will say is bank reconciliation at the end of the year. That would not be a bank reconciliation. It would not be properly done.
Thank you.
In essence, it's like saying you don't have a bank reconciliation, so you are operating the account of council blindly. Do you understand that?
I understand.
And so your role as a CEO would have been defeated.
No, not actually defeated. My role as a CEO, there are a lot of balls to play. And I have played a lot of balls when it comes to the position of CEO, the roles that the CEO plays. So these roles is not only limited.
What are these roles?
The roles are, one, the CEO is the one who manages the day-to-day activity of the council.
Right.
Yes.
And how do you manage it without the finance of council? Your key functions are finance.
That's true.
Yes, your key functions are administration, finance. You understand that? The first things that have been itemized in the finance manual, in respect to your role, it says you are responsible for the due performance of the financial duties of council. Top in the list. The observance by employees of council of all financial and accounting instructions. Second, the proper disbursement of such monies from the purchase of goods or acquisition of service for the day-to-day administration of the council. Administration is finance.
That's true.
As far as your role is concerned. Well, what would you administer if you don't have money? Nothing.
That's quite true. Money, once you don't have money, you have a challenge in administering the entire affairs of the council.
Exactly. Because everything that you do in council revolves around availability of funds and the management of funds. Is that not the case? If it is for disciplinary matters, there is a process for it. It goes to the relevant authority, and that's it. But where your key functions are is in relation to managing the finances of council, so that you meet your obligations in relation to your development agenda and goals in accordance with the National Development Plan.
Thank you.
You knew this. My problem is there are people that will sit here and you can tell for sure that they may not be competent for the job. Do you understand that, Mr. Sambou?
For the job, when I was applying the job, I take it as a challenge.
No, Mr. Sambou. You came in highly qualified.
Yeah, I came highly qualified. But it's a new challenge that I am meeting.
No, Mr. Sambou. It's a new responsibility you have in relation to your qualification.
That's true.
Yes. So don't try to say that you are learning on the job. That would not really hold water. These are really things that you should know as a CEO based on your paper qualification. Even your qualification to the offices that you've held. So, like I said, the intention to manage the affairs of council is not there. Do you understand that? I have the entire report on page 27 for 2021, we talked about the absence of quarterly financial report. You've had financial reports? Quarterly?
Yes.
You've had that?
Yes, we normally have
It is absent.
We normally have financial report, but this one is prepared every year and submitted to the National Audit Office.
Now, you have your statement with you?
My statement?
Yes.
No.
All right. Some payments were made without supporting documents.
For
in 2021, payments made to Fatoumata Jara, Mariam Dem, Ndei Sise, QCell, Fatoumata Jara, again, the list goes on with the relevant vouchers. Every voucher must be accompanied with a supporting document, correct?
Yes.
So you have so many payments that have been highlighted by the internal auditor for not following due process.
Which period is that?
2021.
2021. What I can say is when I took over,
right.
We did our utmost best to make sure that any payment before it is done, there must be supporting document and it must pass through the office.
What do you mean we did our utmost best? What would your utmost best entail?
What I mean is all payments be passed must have a supporting document.
There should be.
And must pass through the office of the internal auditor for verification
and
before
it's not done. That is the issue. That's not done. You don't see to it that before you authorize payment, the necessary documents are present in all cases. Some cases you do.
Most cases we do. Almost all cases.
No, you cannot say this is almost all cases.
Yeah,
there's a list of payments that were made without sufficient documents. You have about, the list goes on all the way to 35 that is being listed.
This could be as a result of, by the time the internal auditor was verifying this payment, there could be, because there were movement from where the office, that's because the office. Yeah, the office was under construction in Kuntaur.
So some leaflets may disappear.
I did not say that's the case, but I am suggesting, I think,
some
because
leaflets may not be present.
Yes, but until those vouchers are verified, I'll be able to give an answer to that.
If there are leaflets that are missing, they should be in your custody. You have the responsibility to make sure you keep this. That would not be an excuse, Mr. Sam. That cannot be an excuse. You have custody of documents.
Yes.
You in finance that must have safekeeping. Because these are government records, correct?
Yes, that's true.
Yes, so that we cannot operate based on probability that there may be a chance that the leaflets may be missing, but they will be present, no?
Yeah, but the internal auditor should have shared this, then we try to give answer to them.
It is shared, it says it is addressed to the CEO.
He should have shared with the management. We respond to the...
It says it is addressed to the CEO. That's what it says here, addressed to the CEO. So if there's an internal audit as has done, even if you don't receive it, you have to demand for it. The internal auditor must provide quarterly reports. And this you should have interest in trying to find out.
Yes, those quarterly reports, he does that since 2021. Yeah, but to help management to be able to correct its activities to the best interest of financial governance, he needs to share those reports. We give answers to that.
You are aware that reports have been generated. You know they have been generated. Very unfair for you to say, to speak as if you do not receive these reports.
Thank you.
No, but you don't have to agree. If you haven't received them, say you haven't received them. I'm just saying I don't trust what you are saying. Because the way you are talking, you knew the existence of these audit reports. Correct?
I wouldn't say I knew.
Were you aware that there were internal audit reports generated by the internal auditor?
Yes.
So why did you not ask for it if you were not given?
Yeah, I think when the internal auditor makes some assessment of all the payments that have been done and produce a report, best practice is he should address it to the chairman and copy to the CEO and give us a timeline to respond to those queries and provide evidence of those queries. If no evidence is provided, then he put it in the report. If evidence...
Auditor, address this to your office.
Yeah, I agree that he addressed it to my office.
Yes. So how come you didn't see it? And you knew they were prepared. How come you didn't see it? And if you have interest in your effective management of your institution, you will request for it. Even if you don't, someone is keeping it away from you in your office. Do you understand that? You understand that, sir? What is your revenue baseline? For
Yes, yes. The last question is?
I'm saying that you have received this report. It is addressed to your office. Even if you have not received it, you would have requested for it because you knew about the existence of the report.
Yes, I agree that I knew that internal auditor is producing quarterly report.
Right.
But I cannot remember this particular report receiving this on my desk. But however, reports need to be shared and management also to respond to reports to make sure that we use it to adjust to the lapses that happen within the office that have been highlighted.
Sorry, Council, let me just ask him one. It is correct that the report, the audit report, you signed off on the audit report for 2020?
Yes.
You signed off? You signed off on that audit report?
Yes.
So you knew all the issues that were raised in the 2020 audit report, right?
Yes, I'm the one who signed the 2020 audit report. By the time audit...
Thank you.
Yes.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes. There's also the 2022 report as well. You're also familiar with it?
Yes.
The 2022 internal audit report.
That's the one, the 2022 internal audit report.
Right?
Yes.
You are familiar?
Yes.
Now, you have areas of rates and taxes. What do you do about this areas of rates and taxes?
What we do when it comes to the areas of rates and taxes, we do form a committee, meet the chiefs, talk to the chiefs so that chiefs can talk to the alcalos to make sure that these areas are paid.
Right. And have you been successful in that?
Not 100% successful. There are gains, but there are challenges. The challenge is we cannot still get all the areas.
You can't get all the areas?
Yes.
You have your receipt books and your cash books, and the cash books of the revenue collectors. Do you have a system where revenue collectors are audited effectively?
Yeah, there is, the revenue collectors are being supervised by the finance manager, who normally check their bank deposit, their collection.
The finance manager cannot audit the revenue collectors.
The revenue collectors are being audited by the internal audit unless there is national audit office exercise in the council.
What is the period of the audit? Is it every week that they are audited or not?
No, they are audited twice, maybe every quarter. Or
every quarter?
Twice in a year. When it comes to internal audit, maybe I can say twice in a year.
The case?
It depends on the audit plan of the internal auditor.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we have a difference in the cash books and the receipt that they will issue. It says, an examination of revenue collectors' receipt books against cash book entries revealed that there were significant differences between receipt and cash book entries. And there is a table below. It says on page 7 of the 2022 internal audit report for Alaji Haidara, Cash book says 112. Amount in receipt book says 150. The same Alaji Haidara, 116 in the cash book, 136 in the receipt book, and the list goes on and on. You have Alaji Haidara again, 100,000 dollars is collected, mentioned in the cash book, 132 in the receipt book, and the list goes on and on and on. You have Lamin Keita, Suri Mane, Alaji Haidara as well. You are not aware of this?
I'm aware.
What have you done?
Yeah, we make them, some of them that are not authorized, we ask them to pay it back.
And the ones that are authorized? Where are this authority that you will give? Do you write your authority that you give to these semi-collectors to spend money?
No.
It's verbal.
Yeah, we normally...
It's verbal. Let's have the records first.
Verbal.
Why would you issue verbal authority?
That's what I'm saying. If a collector is in SAMI and this person is supposed to carry an activity, that person is authorized to, for instance, to get his lunch and his transport refund from the collector.
You know that they will be needing food. Having their lunch is not an issue of emergency. That's something you know just off the cuff that, oh yes, they have to have lunch now. We just came to our notice. No, it should work like that. You know that they have to have lunch. You know this is the arrangement before you even send them out. So why would you not raise the necessary vouchers and get them paid for the trip that they will do? So the monies that they collect, they come back with the money, rather than creating fictitious expenditures, which you cannot justify, and giving verbal instructions for this.
Yeah, initially, the arrangement was to have a MOU with vendors, food vendors.
Right.
So food vendors were to be paid by the council when at the end of every month.
Mr. Sambou,
yes,
there has to be a proper disbursement of funds.
I agree.
Do you understand that? And your payments must fall within the manual in relation to the classification of payments.
That's true.
If they are to be given food or allowances, it has to fall within that.
That's true.
And if they are to be sent into the field, you have to raise the necessary voucher and then give them the money that would be needed for that trip. Is that not the case? So don't create a problem and someone else benefits from the problem, and now you say, well, there is a problem, that's why we are doing it this way.
Thank you.
Again, Mr. Sambou, you don't have to agree. I'm just telling you what the process you guys are adopting doesn't make sense. It cannot be justified because the manual has catered for and factored in every eventuality. Do you understand that? So if you're classifying their payments as allowances for their trips, they then be paid before they go. When they come back, they bring revenue. They pay into the cashier or to the bank. You have it revolved in the accounts. And neutralize payment subsequent as well for any required purpose. What is difficult about that?
It's only difficult when we have negative at our bank balance as a country at the bank.
When you have?
Negative minus.
Yes.
Yes.
But then your authorization you may have, even though you may follow the rules, but you may say, well, in this instance, that's why we authorize payment. But was the reason for your verbal instructions for expenditure based on negative balance?
Sometimes it's based...
Most times, no.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, most times, no. That's it. You create a room for fraud, Mr. Sambou.
No.
There's a problem.
Lead council, we as a council, as Kuntaur area council, funds are not available. It's very challenging given the revenue base of the council and the activity of the council.
I'm just saying you create a room for fraud. That's what I said.
So Creating that room will give us more trouble as a council.
Oh, it would give you more convenience as a council. Do you understand? There are transactions that are also not posted in the cash book.
That has been corrected.
It has been corrected?
Yes.
How? How was it corrected? We have the TR number 313-7533 and 313-7534 not posted in the cash book.
Yeah, this was at the time when the Director of Finance was on studies. He was on studies.
Okay.
So sometimes transactions will be done in his absence. Right. So when he comes, he will post them to the cash book and make reconciliation. So whenever the auditor makes his findings and they are not posted, he has the right to highlight it as a query.
Do you keep these bank pay-in slips?
Bank pay slips?
Yes, when you deposit the money to the bank, do you have a record of this?
Yes, yes, we do.
Where?
At the level of the finance department, because the revenue collectors normally submit that when they are back from the field, from the bank.
Mr. Sambou, you use the IFMI system?
Yes.
In 2021?
Yeah, that's the time we started using the IFMI system.
Well, why would the IFMI system cash book be different from the manual cash book when it comes to the same record?
What happened was, at that time, the IFMIS was not online, though it was not live.
Right.
Because you need one, training, two, you need internet, and three, it has to be, all activities has to be done using the IFMIS, and that was not the case.
So that would explain the difference?
Yeah, that's the difference.
Is it ever reconciled?
No, it's solved. Because at that time, that was the time when Minister of Finance, through the Accountant General Department, introduced IFMIS to Council.
Yes.
Now, Council newly take over the IFMIS, and it has to take a process for them to be able to get to live. Get to live means all transactions must be done through the IFMIS. But at 2021, it was not live. You do the transaction and then transport it to IFMIS.
That explains why you have the difference.
The difference, yeah.
And so it was corrected.
Yeah, it's correct. Now we are live.
Now you are
live.
Or you mean you have corrected the fact that you are now live?
Yeah, all transactions.
But the transactions that are entered with different numbers, these transactions have already been entered. Do you understand? These ones have already been entered. The issue is not what you are saying. The issue is the difference in the amounts. That's the only difference. Not that they were not entered. For instance, you have in January the total in the manual in the cash book is $601,582, and if we say $619,324, why would that be?
So it means the IFMIS is higher than the manual. That indicates that there is a double entry in the IFMIS.
Double entry.
If the figures in the manual is higher than the IFMIS,
right,
it means that the IFMIS is yet to be fully uploaded. But if
it means that the cash book
is ahead. The cash book is ahead of what is in the IFMIS.
When you have a less amount in the cash book?
In the IFMIS.
Here you have a less amount in the cash book.
In the cash book, that means there must be a double entry in the IFMIS. And has to be corrected. Because note that...
Mr. Sambou, I don't seem to understand. He is telling you that in the cash book there is less money than what is entered in the IFMIS system. How is that what you are explaining? How can you reconcile what you are saying?
That's what I'm saying is the cash book...
How can they make double entry in the IFMIS system? It's not possible.
Okay, what I'm saying is the cash book was what was used in 2021.
The cash book is less.
It's less.
Based on what
and that's the correct figure. That was what we were using. That's the correct entry. The IFMIS was what was transported from the cash book to the system.
So you mean to tell us in 2021, the information in 2021 through the IFMIS was what was copied in the cash book of the collectors? Is what you are telling us?
What I'm saying is, in 2021, we were using the cash book
Yes.
to record our financial transactions.
Yes.
In the IFMIS, we were transporting what is in the cash book to the IFMIS system
Yes.
to make sure that we try to acquaint ourselves with the procedures of the IFMIS system before 2022 so that we can go
The
live.
IFMIS system is a real-time entry system. Is it not? Were you not trained on the IFMIS system?
That's what I'm explaining.
No, I am explaining, I'm asking.
Yeah, we were
where-
trained.
Is it not now, now my question is the IFMIS system, is it not a real-time entry system?
In 2021, that was not the case in council. Because
That is not possible.
the transaction that is already done in the cash book, that is what is being inputted into the system.
So you mean to tell us that you were doing this with backlog?
Exactly.
So how
Exactly.
is that possible?
Because that was the time when it was introduced and council staff need the capacity to.
So was it a directive from Ministry of Finance that you enter the data that you have had, or that you start in 2021, as of 2021, you do real-time entry of data into the IFMIS system?
The Minister of Finance,
What was the instruction?
they gave us an ultimatum.
No, what was the instruction? Was it for you to do the backlog or for you to do real-time entry of data?
They allowed us to go on real time.
The IFMIS, all right?
They advised us to go on time, on real time.
So
But
what
it was,
were you doing backlog entry of data?
the backlog was to make sure that within the process, we are able to acquaint ourselves with the system so that come 2023.
Now you have given us, you have told the commission that you are fully operational in the IFMIS,
Yes.
right? When
Yes.
was that?
2024.
This past
2024, yes, yes.
So you can generate
Exactly.
all your transactions.
Exactly.
And they are real-time entries.
Exactly. 2024.
Council, you may proceed.
Now, you have your revenue assessment.
Yes.
You do this every year?
We started this in 2022, I guess. We do assessment every year, but in 2022, with the support of the Community Development Office, there was an understanding between them and the office so that the CDAs within the region will do a total assessment of the rates for every ward and submit to council.
That's for the rates.
Yeah, and everything, all the revenue aspect of council.
What would you say are the revenue lines of council?
The revenue
Yes.
the revenue source for council, when it is fully collected, is about 12 million.
No, the revenue lines, for instance, the rates and taxes.
The revenue lines varies. Yeah, you have rates and taxes, you have operational license, you have floating revenues, you have hawkers, you have other revenue. They are not much for council.
Other revenues?
Yes.
No, you should be in a position to tell us.
That's what rates and taxes.
Yes, one.
Operational license.
Two.
You have the floating revenues, and you have other revenues that you collect as when somebody get into the region, like these floating traders, you give them operational license or you charge them according
You
to.
classify them as floating revenue.
Yes, floating revenue.
Your car park dues?
Yeah, we also have car park dues, but that is collected by Minister of Finance.
Do you assess all this revenue in a given year?
Yes, we do.
Do you have a document for it?
That's it.
Yes, let me please see that. Ms. Sambou, you would have been the first person to produce a document as an assessment for a given year.
And then I'm the first person because that's the document.
For which year is this? 2022?
For 2020, I think 4 and 5.
Mr. Sambou, I was just very happy that you were promoted. You have done something new, but you were there in 2021. You should have one for 2021, 2022, and 2023.
In 2021,
2024 would be outside the mandate of the commission. Why would you not have something like this in 2021?
yeah, you learn along the process. You learn and improve along the process. Because once it was done in 2021, you will have challenge. You learn from those challenges and build on 2022.
So for the record, there is no holistic revenue assessment for 2021.
There is.
For 2021.
Yeah, the Form B, what is called the Form B.
For rates.
Yes.
That's for rates.
For rates, yeah.
Yes, that's one revenue line.
Exactly.
That you know. You know what you should generate in that area.
Exactly.
For car park juice, do you know?
For car park juice, no.
What to expect from the market, do you know?
No. For car park juice, at the end of every quarter.
Trade license, do you have the assessment for the given year?
Yeah, it's part of that, yes.
This 2021?
No, we don't have that.
So there is no assessment for revenue. So you would not know realistically what your baseline would be in a given year from 2021 to 2023?
No. That's why we came up with that new idea, to assess every revenue line in Kuntaur and come up with a document.
If you don't have a proper assessment, how would you have a realistic budget?
Yeah, assessments were done like those that we could assess at our level. That's the rates, the operational lines, and everything were assessed by the revenue collector and been recorded in the Form B.
For the rates?
And other operational lines, the antennas, like the operational GSMs that are operating within the region, all they were also assessed. Some financial institutions within the region were also assessed. So revenue collectors normally have those records in the Form B.
Yeah. They have their own record?
Yes.
But you don't have a compilation, so you would not know how much to expect in a year, like you have now.
Yes.
At least this is a step forward.
Exactly.
But you don't have this for the period under review.
Exactly.
And so you would not know. And so your budget would have been misinformed.
I would agree.
Yes.
Because we normally have some budget deficits.
Now, let me have this admitted for the purpose of the records to probably inform the commissioners as to could there cancel revenue lines and realistic expectation in a given year. But it would not be relevant for 2018 to 2023.
Noted.
We apply to tender the following documents. The area council trade license assessment for the year 2023. There are 4 copies of the different assessment done in relation to the different wards, correct?
Yes.
And we have one as well for Nyanga Banta ward. All to be admitted into evidence and marked accordingly.
All for trade license, right?
And rates.
Okay. What I have here, Mr. Sambou, is for the 4 documents you presented. What you have is trade license assessment for year 2023, and the second one is also trade license assessment for 2023. The third one is also for trade license assessment for 2023. And the last one is for trade license assessment for 2023.
Yes, it differs by the ward. 2023 Nyanga Bantang, 2023 Kuntaur, 2023 Sami.
But it's all trade license?
Yeah, trade license. But it's the ward, the specific of the ward.
Okay. The Kuntaur Area Council Trade License Assessment for year 2023 for Chairman Ward. The trade license assessment for Upper Salum region, that is Njau district. The trade license assessment for Pachonki ward. And the last one is the trade license assessment for Karantaba district ward, sorry. These 4 are admitted together in a bundle as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KTRC/MS/006.
As the commission places.
Council, yes.
Yes. Do we have questions for Mr. Sambou? We would be done with him today, and then we'll call him back tomorrow to proceed, unless there are questions for him.
Yes, I think it's past time. We can. I just have one question, Mr. Sambou.
Yes.
Today, you have said that your predecessor handed over to you, and your balance as of the 31st of October was 1 million.
In the
was
1.8.
1.8.
Yes.
Is that the factual situation, given your statement, your bank statement?
Yes. It was.
What was handed over to you as per what is in your statement?
Yeah, that was it. But later salaries were paid out of it. Salaries.
No, I am asking you.
Yes.
What was handed over to you as your bank balance?
Yes.
As of the 31st of October?
Yes.
2020.
Yes.
When your predecessor handed over to you.
Okay.
Because it is contained in his handing over notes.
Yes.
Right? And you have also indicated that in your statement. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You said it's 1.8. But what is the correct amount as per what is contained in your bank statement at the trust bank?
Yeah, I want to believe because
it is not correct.
It's not correct.
It is not correct. What was in the bank statement far exceeded this 1.8. So it is true that you never do reconciliation. And even when he was handing over to you, no proper reconciliation was done.
Yeah, when he was handed over to me,
Is it correct that no proper reconciliation was done?
yes.
Thank you. So we will adjourn for today. We will continue tomorrow. Mr. Sambou, thank you so much. We may rise.